Good morning once again. Staying tuned to Sunrise at Sea right here on CTV. Welcome to the Twitter Jabs too. And today I am sitting down with Mr. John Lennon Sengendo, and he's the spokesperson of the Uganda Railway Corporation. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, well, this conversation is a continuation of the Twitter Jabs 1, and today we are talking about railway infrastructure and railway user safety. One thing that is really peculiar is, Mr. Sengendo, is that a lot of people's responses on social media did not even know that trains are still functional in Uganda.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
I know, and I do know where they're coming from.
Okay. Where do you think they're coming from?
First of all, currently, and I saw that comment.
Yes.
And I realized someone is out of the country, and probably they hadn't seen the train pass. But trains are frequent, very frequent, doing both a passenger and also freight.
Yes.
For our industries.
Yes.
So they're frequent, and that should be the point of our advice to the road users, that the trains are very frequent. Yeah, and you need to expect a train at any one point.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're here today because 3 people's lives were claimed in an accident that occurred on Sunday morning at about 3:30 a.m. The victims have been identified. However, the Uganda Police Road Safety Director did say that it was because, and she's called Farida Nampima, she went on to say that it's unfortunate that the incident happened, but it's because of recklessness of the driver. However, some people would, rebuttal and say, but there is no proper railway infrastructure, there is no signs to show people that there are active trains using these rails, there is no barriers, there are no gates. They used to be there, but they're not there anymore. So how come the Uganda Railway Corporation has not gone ahead to, fix more infrastructure, especially for railway safety crossing? Because there's another incident that happened in September 17th last year, where 2 UPDF soldiers almost lost their lives. And even then, nothing had changed. So how come infrastructure has not been improved, especially road safety infrastructure has not been improved? Railway safety crossing infrastructure has not been improved.
This occurrence was very unfortunate.
Yes.
It is very sad. As a corporation, and I think most people know that accidents involving trains are rare.
Okay.
Very rare, because one, we do not interface with road users more often. It's only at rail crossings.
All right.
But then, because as a corporation, we took deliberate efforts to have safety mechanisms, that our drivers are trained in such a way that they are able to avert any eventualities.
Okay.
Yes, always. So that is why the accidents are very rare. But this was very unfortunate.
Yes.
It is very sad that Ugandans' lives were lost. Very sad, and as a corporation, it is not something we do take lightly.
Yes.
Yes, we don't take it lightly. But the infrastructure, currently, we have the infrastructure. We have the booms at all crossings. Now, the question you asked me is, are they lowered?
Yes.
Those booms work. But in our traffic and how our roads are designed, and the amount of traffic on specific crossings, makes it a little harder to lower the booms.
All right.
Like you said, sometimes people, because the practice is supposed to be a motorist parks behind the boom.
All right.
And that is where our signpost of train crossing is, that a driver is supposed to park behind the boom.
Yes.
Most of the times you find someone has parked in front of the boom, the other one has parked below it. So when you do lower it, most especially on Mukwano, the Mukwano junction.
Yes.
When you do lower in that in such a case whereby someone's vehicle is below the boom, then I mean you're going to damage this vehicle. But that is something. But then we also have guards on the busy crossings. The guards are there, and they always wave the flags. Yeah, just to tell motorists that a train is coming. They even try to manage traffic here and there alongside traffic police. But like I said, traffic in Kampala, especially where our crossings are, is always massive. The Chireka section in the morning, yeah, that jam is huge, yeah. But accidents don't happen there. Accidents also don't happen. The last accident that did happen was that you spoke about. But then, cars had been stopped. Traffic was there, and cars had been stopped, and no car was moving.
Yes.
None was moving. So our driver knew that the road was clear because they had done everything, and the road was clear, the line was clear.
Are you talking in relation to Kireka or the incident?
No, the Kireka, the one in September.
All right.
This one was very unfortunate.
Yes.
Yes, the recent one was very unfortunate. But we are going to put, I've seen Ugandans have been asking for automated gates.
Yes.
Yeah. Currently, we have a project a government program that is going to rehabilitate the entire line.
All right.
Currently, the upcountry section of the Jinja, Mukono, Jinja, Toro are being worked upon. In KMP, Greater Kampala Metropolitan, we are going to work on those automated gates. Right. That when the line is rehabilitated, is worked upon, then it's going to come with the new technologies. And this we are doing to improve, to ensure that we coexist well with the communities we work in.
All right. With
the people working, because these are the people we serve. We wouldn't want to harm the people we serve, because these are the only people we have and the only people we serve. So we are going to implement those, everything. And rail in Uganda is going to be smoother, faster. Of course, it's going to be more affordable, and it's going to save so many things.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so now let's move to the second question, and I'd like you to please explain what the mandate of the Uganda Railway Corporation is, because I'd also like this to be an opportunity to educate the viewer right now and tell them and assure them that the Uganda Railway Corporation is still in existence. It's highly functional and can also be an alternative to transport means, because we do know that the main transport means in Kampala either a boda or a vehicle or a bus or a taxi. So please, what is the mandate of the Uganda Railway Corporation?
URC, as per the Railways Act 1992, is mandated to reconstruct, maintain and run rail transport in this country. Now, rail transport is both passenger and freight. And currently, rail is very functional, and it does passenger transport twice a day, and it also does freight, cargo, for our industries. You see, industries need raw materials, but then they also need to export, their finished products. So that is what we do on a daily basis. And like I said, we are an efficient and affordable mode of transport. And for industrialists, we can carry more load on rail than what you need on road, because you will need, for example, if it's oil tankers, we can have, let me say, 10, 15 oil tankers. Each tanker is 45 liters of fuel. Those 15 are 15 trucks on the road, We do it at once, and we bring them to our clients. So that is what we offer as well. And secondly, we relieve the pressure on the roads. You know, it's very expensive to construct these roads.
That is true.
It's more expensive to construct rail, but it's also expensive to construct roads. Now, if we relieve that pressure on the roads, then these roads can last longer than they are lasting.
Yes.
And then some accidents on the roads, probably involving bigger trucks or something,
can be also avoided if they just use the railway.
Yes, true.
So you said that railway transport is a lot more affordable and efficient. What do you mean like that? How affordable is it and how efficient is it?
It's actually, in most cases, it's half the cost of road transport.
All right.
Yes, and we bring more cargo than the roads.
Okay.
And the efficiency, there's nothing that happens. We rarely get accidents,
Yes.
cases with our cargo.
Yes.
The cargo, the way it leaves wherever it's coming from, is the way we do deliver it to Kampala.
Yes.
So you rest assured that your cargo won't be stolen. There won't be no accident with your cargo. I mean, and it will reach in the agreed upon time.
All right.
Yes.
Absolutely. Now, there are passenger trains. There are 4 trips, daily trips during working hours. That is from Namave to Kampala, stops in Nakawa, then in Kireka, in Nambole, and finally terminates in Namave. I want to ask on the affordability of these routes, just for the sake, curiosity of the viewer, how much would it cost to use the railway?
Currently, from Namave to Kampala, or Kampala to Namave, it costs the passenger 1,000 shillings.
Yes.
Yeah,
All
that is
right.
1,000. So if you use the train in the morning and the evening, and you stay
Yes.
in Kireka, you need 2,000 shillings on a daily basis.
All right.
That is far much less than what a taxi would charge you, or how much fuel you would burn from Namave to Kampala. Yeah,
Right.
and the time currently we do 45 minutes, and the 45 minutes put into consideration the boarding and off-boarding at the stop off points. But if it wasn't that, then it would take much lesser time. But it's even going to be faster when that line is completed. It's going to be faster, it's going to be more efficient, yeah, and we are going to introduce more routes,
Right.
than we have currently.
All right.
So it will be a boost to the transport system,
And also
in
traffic
Kampala.
situation
And
in
also
Kampala.
we don't incur traffic.
So let's talk about public safety and the railway signs on the railway tracks. Let's talk about safety. What should somebody keep in mind before they cross over a railway line, when they are approaching a railway line, and when they are near a railway line? And also, before you answer that question, you did say that they are booms, rather barriers, but then sometimes they're not used because you say that there are cars that may be too close or under them. So what steps are being taken to ensure that people properly respect the railway lines?
You ask motorists, all of us, yeah? And it's a very simple one. If you get to a rail crossing, your vehicle should stop behind where that barrier is.
Yes.
Or where the rail signpost is. Yeah, that is where your car should stop. Yeah, you should stop and wait for further instructions, because in the event that a train is coming, for example, at Mukwano there are traffic lights. Yeah.
Yes.
At Mukwano, a motorist should stop behind the boom, the barrier. Whether it's lowered or not, you just stay behind it, yeah?
Yes.
In the event that the train comes, I mean, there is nothing that will happen, yeah? Stay behind the boom. When the cars in front of you are cleared to go and there is space, you can proceed. Motorists should never, this should never happen, to stop on a line, on a rail line whatsoever, because there are so many things involved. your car might fail to start again.
That's true.
You see, when the train is coming, there's a lot of panic, yeah, that you might fail to actually know, yeah, what to do. The driver of the train will always try, yeah, to avoid an accident. They will try. But like you said before you came in here, a train takes long to stop. This is steel on steel. It stops eventually. The driver will engage the brakes, but then it will drag on, yeah? So we ask that you leave a distance from the line. Our trains are not huge. They are not wide, yeah? They need a smaller space. That meter gauge is, I think, 1 meter. And then the other parts of the train wagons and the locomotive, they need a smaller space.
The rail, yes.
Yes, they need a smaller space. Just give them that space. Nothing will ever happen. And we shall never, if we can do this, we shall never, in so many years, hear of an accident involving a train. Mm-hmm. Yes, it will never happen.
I would like to ask, what about safety in the night? Because most of the roads that the railway passes over, or rather crosses over, are not lit. The one in Nakawa where the accident happened, with the footage that we saw that was released to the media, it was dark. There was no light inside. It was only the light of the train that we saw coming. So what about lighting in the night? What about safety in the night? Because you say that there are patrons who, wave the flags and let people move, especially around Mukwano. That one I'll attest to because I use that route quite frequently. That one, yes. But what about in the night? Where are these patrons there 24/7?
Yes.
How are you ensuring the public safety in the night?
In the night, nights are very tricky. They are very tricky. I've used Mukwano Road with all lighting, but you'll see people just, because at some point at midnight or 1, I think the traffic lights are on and off. So you'll find a motorist, they'll just drive through that junction.
Without looking left or right?
Yes, they will not, some of them will not look left and right just to know their surrounding. The lighting might be an issue, but me as a driver, me as Lennon, the obligation I have to myself is to make sure that I am safe as a person.
Yes.
Yeah? To make sure that I look at my surrounding, make sure that I'm safe, and then I can proceed.
Yes.
Yeah? That's because, like I said, nights are very tricky. Yeah, nights are very tricky. So, as a people, as me and you, we should always try to put our safety first.
All right.
Let's appreciate our environments. When you get to a rail crossing at night, yeah, and I beg to tell Ugandans that expect a train that night because we work 24 hours.
Yes.
For freight, expect a train. Now, if you do expect a train, whether it's coming or not, you will be in position, take a few seconds, just look left, just look right, just look at your surrounding, just appreciate your surrounding, and then you can proceed.
Yes.
That is very important. That is why at traffic lights, if they are not on, yeah, and they are not on. Probably for some reasons, that you at 2 or 1 a.m. the lights are not on. You don't have to just cross that junction because it would be tragic. You stop and make sure that there is no any other person who is going to mess up your life. Yeah?
Yes.
And then you can proceed.
Right.
That is for all of us as road users.
So it goes down to personal initiative and safety.
It is, yes, we shall do as a corporation, as KCCA, as UNRA, yeah? But as a people, yeah, we should also take care, mind
Yes.
our safety.
All right. So lastly, I want to ask, in the event of any accidents on the railway, are there any forms of compensation? Is somebody held liable for the accident? What happens in the event of an accident on the railway line?
That question of so many people have asked me about it, and I always refer them to the Railways Act of 1992.
All right.
Section 41.5, I think, removes all the liability.
From the railway corporation?
Yes, because it gives a train what they call a right of way. And this right of way wasn't, the framers of that law, and probably world over, they look at the circumstances under which a train works. A train moves on one track. Yeah? It's very rare for a train to get off that track. It moves on one track. These trains carry loads of cargo. Yeah? For example, I told you we transport oil or fuel, oil tankers. For example, at Mokwano or at any crossing, if I have an oil tankers loaded with fuel, and there is something on that line, yeah, a car that our driver is supposed to save, the only option they have is to try to stop, and the whole thing will derail.
Yes.
Now, what happened? That would be a disaster. For example, in a busy area, that would be disaster. Yeah, oil tankers falling, breaking apart, and spilling all that. So the framers realized that those things might happen. So they asked that locomotives or trains have right of way. Now, as a corporation and the corporations world over that manage rail, do not take this for granted. We also have other safety mechanisms, how we proceed at crossings. And there is hooting. That light is on during day and at night. We hoot for a longer distance. In Kampala here, I have people who, their kids will always hear that from a distance, and they always say, train is coming, because that hoot is so loud, and we do it from a distance before we get to the junctions. Okay. That is the responsibility as a corporation we do take. We have that law, but we also have a responsibility, and that we have done. And that's why I said the accidents are
unfortunate.
This was very unfortunate, and we wouldn't want that to happen again.
All right.
Yeah.
But please, maybe you should just feed my curiosity, and maybe the curiosity of many social media users. I understand that that is in the Railway Act, that the Railway Corporation is not liable for any accidents that occur on the railway line. But how can that clause be included and no responsibility owned by the Railway Corporation when there isn't any proper safety signposts? You just admitted that the barriers sometimes are not lowered because there is a car in front or behind or too close or under or whatever the case may be. So, and also another thing is, it just goes to show, after this unfortunate incident, that a great number of people in Kampala don't even know that these railways are operational. That means you're probably not doing enough to sensitize people about the importance of the Uganda Railway Corporation. That's just my 2 cents, because I feel it would be rather unfair, although it is law, yes, but sometimes you can challenge the law by its being unfair. You cannot say that you're not liable, and yet you're not taking steps to protect people against such instances happening. And yes, maybe fortunate for you, these accidents rarely occur, but they do occur. Let us not dismiss that. So how do we prevent and move forward with this never ever happening again?
Okay, we are going to do the sensitization, but like I told you before earlier on, we are going to do the automation. And we shall make the public aware that when the line is completed, that now the systems are automated. When you get to the rail crossing, be cautious, because people may end up vandalizing them. Yeah. So
Yes.
we are going to do the automation, but then we are also going to do the sensitization. But even these manual ones, we are going the best of our abilities, try to lower them. But at all junctions, we shall have our guards, and these guards will work with Uganda police,
Okay.
yeah, with traffic police at those sections, yeah, to make sure that during peak hours, yeah, cars are managed, cars are at a safer distance from where the track is.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're working in collaboration with Uganda Police as well to ensure that cars do not stay on these railway tracks in, during traffic time?
Yes, we do, and at every station, at every crossing, there is our level crossing guard, there is the railway police, but then
Yes.
there is also traffic police.
All
yeah,
right.
to manage traffic and ensure that all road users are safe in the event that the train is coming.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Sengendo. But before I let you go, any closing remarks that you'd like to share with the viewer?
First of all, I would like to condole with the families of the deceased. But I would like to urge road users, all of us, to always mind our safety.
Yes.
As a corporation, we shall do our best, but we request that you work with us. You walk this journey with us, because if we are able to live in harmony, because trains are going to be more frequent, then we can be able to operate in the same space, yeah,
Yes.
at any particular point. So let's take care of our lives. Let's be cautious of our surroundings.
Yes.
And with that, road accidents, any form of any accident, will be averted, and we shall be safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you could also tell us about the standard gauge railway that is coming up.
Currently, we are rehabilitating the meter gauge railway.
Yes.
The meter gauge is the right of way and is still there everywhere. So government is rehabilitating the meter gauge. Believes that when the meter gauge comes up, then the project of the standard gauge will also come up.
Yes.
And then, of course, there are other plans still in rail that we shall be telling you about in the near future. But currently, the meter gauge, wherever it is being rehabilitated.
All right.
Just to make rail transport better in this country.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Sengendo, for joining me right here on Sunrise at Sea on the Twitter Jabs. And like he has said, please take the initiative. Please take the initiative and stay away from the railway. Do not walk on them. Do not park on them. And when you're crossing, do not slow down. You must, pass swiftly. I shared some tips on what you need to remember or, keep in mind when you approach a railway line. And you must also park 15 meters at least before and after the railway, after you're crossing. Again, do not take this as a joke. It is very, very seriously. Always look left, look right before you cross the railway. And my sincere deepest condolences go to the families of the victims who lost their lives, and that is Caroline Aturinda and Norbert Tezikara and also Anne Kavaya. May your souls rest in eternal peace. I am so sorry, and to the families, my heart, my thoughts, and my prayers go out to you. This is Sunrise at Sea. Coming up is our wellness segment, and today Priva will be talking to the doctor about glaucoma. And so if you're curious to know what that is about, or if you suffer from this disease, they'll be sharing some tips and tricks on how you can take care of yourself and cure, or rather heal faster. This is Sunrise at Sea. Don't blink.